Look at that. Hey y'all, this is Tamika, the face behind Heyyy HR. I am so excited to be on here today. And to be honest with you, I just don't know why I was late. I already had too much going on for no reason. Mike, I've had my times messed up all evening. Throughout the day, it was pretty good. But this evening, I'm messing up. So, hey, Ash, Simply Ash. Hey, Zakia. What's going on, Vimal? Vimal, am I pronouncing your name right? Because me and you are constantly in communication, and I feel like I'm messing up your name every single time. Didn't mean to do it. So, I'm going to put my second earpiece in, and I'm going to start on a couple things really quick. So, first things first, we're going to, live stream here where I'm going to show y'all my screen. So I'm going to share my screen because I want to show you guys something. And this will just be to start us off so that we don't have to, worry about folks coming in late. So this will give them some time to get in late. Okay. All righty. So here we go. So a couple things that I definitely want to go over here. So let me share. All righty. So a couple things that I want to go over is we having QA time tonight, y'all. Y'all told me that y'all like QA time. And so this is what we're doing. Since y'all like QA time, I'm here for you. We're going to do a little QA. But before we dive into this QA time, which I'm excited about, I want to first remind you guys that we still do the free resume reviews. Y'all tired of hearing me say this. I don't know how long we're going to do it. It won't be for forever. But the great things about the free resume reviews is you get a 10-year HR professional who is senior certified in human resources, has a double master's degree in MBA and HRM to look at your resume. And on top of all of that, right now, I am a senior talent acquisition specialist where I go through hundreds of resumes per week, sometimes per day. So if any of you guys follow me on IG, then y'all saw it in my stories when I was showing y'all what is going on with this position. Started off the week with 350 resumes and applications, which wasn't bad. I think the crazy part is I normally go through actual applications on Fridays. I try to say that for Fridays because I always want to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of literally interviewing. So I interview anywhere from 10 to 15 interviews per day on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then on Thursday, I normally meet with all my hiring managers. So I get updates on all the roles, updates on the type of candidates they're seeing, updates on the actual candidates, and any updates we may have, like if the salary may have changed, if the requirements may have changed, if the location may have changed, that type of thing. And then on Friday is when I sit down and I send out rejections, and I also will go through and update internal records that we have, some admin work. I'll close positions on Fridays and I source on Fridays. So if y'all looked at my story there, my IG story, then y'all saw that I was pretty aggravated because I did not source on Friday. I was doing it on a Monday. But for the free resume reviews, the biggest thing is that you just have to be on the Heyyy HR email list. There's no other way that I'm gonna do it unless you're on the Heyyy HR email list. And then you have to wait on that email that asks you to submit, and you click on that link. You cannot reply to that email. You cannot do anything else to that email except click on that link and reply and fill out the form to submit your resume. You upload it in that form. So that's the gist on free resume reviews. But I know you guys are like, well, why do we have to get on the email list just to get our resume reviewed? Well, there are benefits to being on the email list. Not only do we have a one-on-one contact so that if Facebook, YouTube, IG, LinkedIn ever shuts down, you can still get in contact with me. I can still get in contact with you, but you get weekly HR job postings. I always try to put only full-time remote positions, and I always try to include the salary, so that you're not confused about what you're applying for. You guys are all over the place. So I want to make sure that everybody can literally apply. You get access to my monthly calendar. I no longer post it on different social media channels. So you get that. You also get a direct way to send me suggestions on what dates you want me to do the resume review. So as long as you send them the month before, you get an opportunity to say, hey, Tamika, can we do it this day? If you know you're going out of town, you know you're going to have family in town, things like that, just tell me, and then I'll try to see if I can work around that date. Most times I can. You also get an opportunity to send dates for the Q&As, just like you would for the resume reviews, because we're going to do more of those. Thank you so much for completing the survey, because from the survey, I realized y'all really, really like these Q&As. So I need to do more of them. And then y'all get discounts on Heyyy HR products. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but Labor Day weekend, I didn't post about those discounts anywhere else. So I didn't post them on LinkedIn. I didn't post them in IG. I didn't post them anywhere else. Only people that got access to that discount were the people on my email list for Labor Day weekend. Another thing is you get early access to new products. The last time I launched products, you guys were able to buy before I opened it up to the whole site. So, or to everyone else. And you get tons more resources. Like you get little gems from me nonstop. I tell you about how to get through whatever hurdles you're trying to get through. And it's just a good thing to be on the email list. So if you want to join, and before I get here, if you want to join the email list, just go to heyyhr.com and you can join the email list from that pop-up that comes up from on the homepage all the way at the bottom. There's like several ways you can get on, but those are the most obvious ones. And so another thing is, y'all don't want to miss this opportunity to get $300, right? We lead into like the holiday season. You know, after Halloween, it starts going into Black Friday and Thanksgiving and Christmas and all this stuff. So I'm literally going to send it Cash App. I don't mind sending it Venmo. I don't mind sending it PayPal. I want to just make sure that I send it the quickest way that you can get it. So if you're like, how can I get this $300? Come on now, you know, I'm already going to tell you, you got to get on the email list. So the first thing is go to my website, get on the email list. You will eventually get an email that says, here's the survey. I do not have it where you can get it immediately. I wish I did have it that way. Don't know why I don't. But anyhow, you will eventually get an email. The subject will say, here's the survey. So you just complete it in its entirety, hit submit, you're in. That's all you got to do. And so lastly, guys, I am so excited because I am literally finishing these products. And this isn't all of them, but this is one that I'm super excited about because so many times we get resume templates, but nobody tells us how to complete the resume template. So this is catered to the HR professional. I'm sorry, I don't have it for everyone. I mean, you can still use this and definitely get benefits from it, but you're going to see a whole lot of HR stuff in it. So I just want to get you ready. If you're not going in HR, then you're going to get aggravated by seeing a whole lot of HR stuff. So in these 3 different templates, I've created one for the HR assistant, one for the HR generalist, one for the HR manager. That's not all who can use it. This is pretty much an entry-level HR position. So if you're trying to start your career in HR, if you just started, you're a year or 2 in, and you're an HR assistant, coordinator, any of those entry-level positions, then you can use this book. For the middle book, it's for anyone that's already kind of groomed in their career. You already got 2, 3, 5 years into your career, and you want to know how to get to the next level. Like maybe you're already a coordinator and you've been a coordinator for 2 years, 3 years, and you want to know, how can I become a generalist? How can I become, a recruiter? That type of thing. You can do the HR generalist book. And then from the HR manager book, it's for those folks who seasoned. We seasoned already, right? We already been in the game for a minute. Tamika, I already get interviews as soon as I apply because I have all this tons of experience. And so now I am ready to grow my career. Or it could also be for the people who you're an HR manager, but you're getting crickets when you apply. You don't know what's going on. Like, why are these people ain't calling me? I got the experience. Bam. This book is all 3 of these guides will go with each resume template. So each resume template is going to be catered to that position. You will also get a cover letter that goes with that resume template. And then with that, you will also get this guide, the guide to go with it. You just purchase one time, buy all 3. That's my plan. I need to deal with the back end stuff of HR on my website, but my guy, he helps me really well, and I'm working on it getting better. So anyhow, with this, you'll get it. And in these books, I have the actual bullet points you should use, what your objective, that paragraph at the top, if you want to use one, what it should say. Actual like powerful words you can start those bullet points with. And y'all, I literally like spell it out for you. Powerful words you can use. A lot of you guys like to use assistant, assisted, or maintain or organize. No, I have some powerful words in there that you can use. I even tell you how to write your thank you letter, when you should write your thank you letter, what it should include, that type of thing. So y'all, these are coming out October 14th. Save the goddamn date, because listen, it's gonna be lit. I'm excited about this. I think y'all should be excited about this, because now you get all of these templates, all of these tips in your hand. Like, I'm excited about this. These are going to be a game changer for y'all. I've been wanting to release them for quite some time. I just have not. And don't ask me why, but I just have not. October 14th, save the date. So I already told you guys what you get in it. You get one for each different level of your HR career. So if you want to buy all three and say, listen, I'm gonna use this each time I'm going up, then that's good. It tells you what your header should say. It tells you what your professional skills section should say. It tells you the best way to show your professional experience through those amazing bullet points that you can use. You can literally like copy and paste them and fill in the blank. And then it has powerful resume words, and it even has transferable skills. I know we talk about that all the time. So if you have not worked in HR before, and ever before, every single book is going to have some transferable skills that you should use. And then the great thing about that is this girl changing up a little bit. We're going to have some buy now, pay later options. Listen, honey, you can get this for the low price of whatever. So you know how you can just go ahead, purchase something, and you can say, okay, you can get this today for $19.99. Then you get it for $19.99, and then you pay the remaining $19.99 prices over time. Again, thank you so much for y'all survey responses, because in the survey responses, y'all told me how much y'all wanted to pay for things. So this is how we're going to make it work. We're going to make it where, listen, every week, every 2 weeks, if you want to pay it monthly, whatever you want to do, we're going to make this option available. So I'm still working on the back end of this stuff. We will either have 1, 2, or all, or more. So working on quite a few of them. Y'all know when you work with these other people's systems, you got to wait to get approvals and all of this stuff. So I've gotten approval for one. I think I've gotten approval for a second one. I'm waiting on a response for actually 2 more. I only put 3 here. I think I'm waiting on 2 more. So you guys will have that in addition to PayPal. You guys like using PayPal, so PayPal will still be there as an option. So now what we're going to do is we're getting into this Q&A time. So I have not been looking at the chat. I'm going to look at the chat. Y'all start dropping your questions, you don't even have to just tell me your questions. If you like, Tamika, I want you to know that I started getting interviews since you reviewed my resume. My interview went really well after my client call with you, because quite a few of you, we've done client calls. Like, give me whatever updates you want to give me, but also don't forget, you can ask whatever question you want to ask me, okay? So I'm going to the chat so I can see what y'all talking about in there. What y'all talking about? I want to see what is going on in the room. And this is the only thing I hate about using like Zoom when I go live, because I'm so delayed on y'all responses. Y'all in the chat, honey. I love it. Ooh, y'all in the chat. Ooh, I love the purple hearts. Ooh, Melanie, we use purple hearts. Okay, I get you using the red. You're probably on your phone. You're like, I can't find a damn purple heart. I got you. So that's cool. That's cool. I'm so happy you're here. Same to you, Michelle E. and Miss Erica. Yes, it's Erica, right? Don't y'all, if I said the name wrong, then I'm so sorry. Designer Me, hello. Hey, Kay England. What's going on, Miss Wonderful for you? Hey, Keisha K. It's Lovely B. Y'all Rose Tribe is in the house. Thanks, Bree, for showing up. I absolutely love her. If y'all looking for a business coach, she's amazing with mindset changes. She's also amazing with helping you with imposter syndrome. So that's a good resource. Connect with her. She's on primarily on IG and TikTok. So amazing. Andrea Guzman, hey, you love being part of the community. Thank you you are so welcome, Andrea. I'm so happy to hear that. Hey, LaShawn, what's going on? Zakia, you like it? Listen, your girl be working behind the scenes. I'm just trying to tell you, this ain't easy. Yes, y'all do need that. Oh, you're gonna get signed up. Just stay on the email list, and I'm gonna make sure to send you guys out some details. I haven't worked on how I'm gonna message that to you guys yet, because I might change the front cover a little bit. My amazing friend, is a graphic designer. Y'all, my circle getting heavy now. Anyhow, I love my friend. He's so amazing. I actually connected with him through my cousin. crazy thing is we all just sitting around talking on our trip to California. And he's like, talking about his new opportunity that he just started. And I'm like, you're a graphic designer? What? How long you been doing it? Like, dude been doing it for years. And I'm like, oh, my cousin's like, I told you're going to like people on this trip. I didn't know anyone except my cousin, his fiance, and like two other guys or one other guy. So it was great. Yes, I'm so happy. Yeah, get your money ready, Zakia. Girl, listen, we're gonna have that buy now, pay later option anyhow. So even if you just got a few coins and you ain't really got the bag yet, you can still grab them, honey. That's what we doing right here. Yes, I'm so happy y'all excited. Oh, Shawnee, welcome. I'm so happy you caught a live, honey. Are you on the email list so that you know when we go live? Or are you just waiting on alerts? Are you subscribed? Listen, there's multiple ways I try to let you know ahead of time, but the email list is the best way. You get the calendar. I send that out every week. Yes, I'm excited. Y'all, I am so excited. All right, Shawnee, you had your first interview for HR coordinator today. My first entry level position is, listen, you're gonna start. The plan is if you just starting and it's low pay, after you get to about 6 months, you're gonna start applying again for higher positions. And you're not gonna ask them, how much are you paying me? And you're not waiting until they give you that offer. If they reach out to you, your first question will be, what's the salary? If you apply to them, by the time you get to like that second, probably the third, I'll say the third. By the time you get that third interview, if they have a third interview, you want to know the salary point. But I will tell you this, if you go through all rounds or they only do one and they don't tell you the salary, you find out that at offer is too low, they can't afford you, my friend. Even if it's higher than where you are, if it's not the budget that you created for yourself, don't take it. Because you already got a position. You don't know what you're getting into. You don't need to get to another headache and still ain't getting the money. But if you want to go through some negotiation tips, how to make that happen, how to make that work, client call, baby. I help you with that on a client call. If you only want to talk about negotiation, then 30-minute call is good. But if you want me to review your resume and talk about negotiations, that type of thing, you're going to have to pick an hour. I've been doing these calls and honey, I'm talking fast as I can because I'm like, Lord, an hour isn't even enough. So I'm working on a couple other things, y'all. This won't come out until later after this launch because of course I have to finish these products because in addition to doing the resume guide and the resume templates, I'm also doing a training manual. You don't want to get into the HR job and then you don't know how to do it. Hey, HR, I got you. So I'm creating training manuals where you can know exactly what you need to do throughout each position. And so with that, and we'll have that all in one. It won't be separated by each level of your career. It'll be all in one. So the great thing about it being all in one is that you can just use it throughout your entire career. And I think that would be an awesome way of getting comfortable with your position so that you can know what to do as you do it and you can know how to position yourself for the next resume, that type of thing, next interview. I lost my train of thought, so I might not have finished that. Please, Miss England, please pass this on to your friends. Always. I try to put it on my emails, definitely on the weekly emails that you guys get on Fridays. And the bottom of it, it says subscribe to Heyyy HR email. So when you forward it them, just tell them hit that so they can get the emails themselves. You don't have to keep forwarding it to them. Hello, Ashley Richardson, Miss Rich Balloons LLC. Where are you, Ashley? Sometimes I talk about sometimes I need balloons, but my girlfriend, she always does them. I love her to pieces. Erin. I mean, I'm looking at Erin's name. April always does it. Oh, Erin. I thought you were Erica. Okay. Hey, Erin. My bad. I always like your big E. I don't know where you found that at. I'm gonna have to find like a T. When I use M, people get confused. They'll be like, why are you having an M? So I have an M necklace. And people are like, why are you having an M? Well, my family and friends call me Mika, but I do need to. That's why with this one, I went with a G because I'm like, listen, I'm gonna be green till I die. Even if I get married, like my middle name will be green. I loves my green family line, just like I love all of my family, but I absolutely love my last name. My grandfather died when my grandmother was 6 months pregnant with my mom. And my father's last name starts with a G as well. I have my mother's last name. And I look at it this way. I gotta keep the name some type of way. My mother had all girls. So like all of my sisters got married, except me. All of my sisters married. Oh Lord. Anyhow, y'all, we going down a whole rabbit hole. But I like my last name is G, so that's why I go with G. Y'all see me with G often. I'm currently working for a recruiter agency as a screener. My goal is to become a recruiter. How long should I stay with the company before moving on to the role that I want? 6 months to a year, honey. 6 months to a year. 6 months start applying. So by the time you get to the year anniversary, you're good. And it shouldn't take you 6 months to find a job. So I mean, do it 9 months so that by the time you get to the year. But definitely by your year anniversary, go hard. If you're going 6, 9 months into this position and you're not getting anything, first of all, you want to look at your resume. Second of all, you want to check out your interviewing skills. But third of all, you definitely want to look at like a trend. So I forgot, that's another product that I already created it. I need to figure out a fancy way to show it to y'all because it's the spreadsheet. And in that spreadsheet, you're creating metrics. So I tell you in the front of that spreadsheet how to track this over time. And I wish I had brought I'm on my other computer, so I don't have it. But with that tracker, that's how you're going to track your search over time to see like what's really working for you and telling you how to pivot in your career search. So, you know, those are the things you want to do to kind of track like, okay, I already been applying. I already been at this job for a year and I want to be gone. What's making me not get there? Well, you might be over applying through jobs you see on LinkedIn. So I'll give you an example for me. At one point when I wasn't working and I didn't work for like 6 months at the beginning of 2020, I was like, okay, and I wasn't being aggressive about it initially, but when I started being aggressive about it and I keep track of every job that I applied to, then I realized, hold up, I'm getting either follow-up emails or rejections from jobs I find on their website or ones I find through Indeed. I'm getting absolutely nothing but crickets from jobs I applied through LinkedIn. So then that made me say, okay, one, I want to start applying directly to the job and not using the one-click apply through LinkedIn. And I knew that from the start. I don't know why I needed that experience to find that out. And then second, it told me I need to put more efforts into the jobs that I find on Indeed or that I find on the website, more so than the ones I find on LinkedIn. Now that might not be everybody's situation. That was definitely one for me. So that's why you want to create your metrics so you can see over time as you're keeping track of it, like what's working, what's not. You know, oh, I'm getting a lot of interviews for HR generalists. That was happening for me. I'm getting a lot of interviews for HR generalists. No, I want to be an HR manager, HR director, HRBP. So I knew, okay, to help me get a better result, let me lay the hell up off these HR generalist jobs and put more focus on how I can become a better candidate for these other positions. So I got a tracker going with it. The tracker won't be sold with the resume template or with the guide that goes with the resume template. It will be sold separately. But my plan is to try to create like a package deal for y'all. If you buy one, you can get like a discount on the next one. Totally depends on what my system can do and what my website guy can help me do. So that's going to be something we're working on. But you want to track yourself. Don't stay in there longer than that. I'm a former soldier who did military human resources, then got a BA in business and an MA in HR. I'm trying to get a civilian HR job. Honey, be prepared because HR and the military and HR in the civilian world are two different things. First of all, I can guarantee you probably got yourself looking like a soldier on your resume. You probably do. And if that is the case, then that could, one thing that military folks like to do is use a bunch of acronyms that y'all use all the time. That's became like second language for y'all. HR professionals, that looks like garbage to us. Like it looks like a whole nother language. Like that's gonna get people to be like, I don't even know about this one. Put her to the side or just go ahead and decline her. We've got an overwhelming number of applicants. Get all of those acronyms and break them down. Okay, so you'll break it down what it means, and then in parentheses, you can put the actual acronym, and then you can use the acronym over and over like that. But you have to there are little things like that with military folks that you guys do. Y'all like to talk about all these kinds of certifications that means nothing to our world. So if you want, we can definitely do a call. I can look at your resume and see where we're going. Because you do have a lot of transferable skills. It's just going to be a different environment. You're not going to be processing like people's orders and beneficiary stuff constantly. It's going to be a little bit different. You're going to be doing things a little bit different. All right. Hey, Lenore, how are you? One of my amazing clients, y'all. Hey, as a recent college grad, what would be a way to jumpstart my HR career? Also, I know each job is different, but what is a good entry-level salary? No. So let's start with let me go back to the salary because see, that'd be getting me excited. For you, a good way to start your career is networking, internships. In my stories, I posted about the Right Frame, she does a webinar where she tells you how to get paid internships. And she aims it at high school and college students. So on IG, she's called the Right Frame. So you should be able to find her. I got to figure out a way to get that information to you, but she's the Right Frame. And so what you want to do is get into those, definitely get into internships. Definitely go to the college, get into SHRM on a college level, because it's like pretty much cheap if it's not, it's pretty much free if it's not free. If it's not free, it's super cheap. So start going to SHRM and start talking to these HR professionals. It's not a bad idea to reach out to places that do not currently offer intern program and say, hey, I'm really trying to get my career started. This is what I really like to do. I'm going to try to see if I can get our current intern at my full-time job to come on live with me. I don't know. I haven't talked to her about it, but she not only got an internship with us, and we didn't have an internship opportunity open, and she can tell you how she did that. Literally, she just DM our VP. But she also got an internship at Apple. So she took a break from interning with us, went and Apple flew her out for a few months. She stayed over in California. She came back and picked up her internship. So there are different ways, but internships are good. They're not all not paid. And please don't let the idea that they don't have it posted on their website stop you from trying. So internships are great. Building your network is amazing. Build your network through social media, build your network through SHRM, things like that. Now about this salary thing. Also, I know each job is different, but what is a good entry-level salary? A good entry-level salary is whatever salary allows you to pay your bills. If you can keep the lights on, if you can keep the roof over your head, if you can keep the car with some gas in it, if you can do your absolute minimum, that's your minimum salary. Forget what these jobs are offering. And that's not just for Katera, that's for all of y'all, because I literally just got an email response when I sent out the email about the job posting, and she was like, oh, don't even remember exactly who it was, and that's probably a good thing because I shouldn't be saying her name. But she said, oh, Tamika, thank you so much for sending this job, but I only have an associate's degree. I don't have a bachelor's degree. And right now I'm only an HR coordinator. Honey, I literally said to girl, you must have just joined Heyyy HR. If you don't apply in capital letters, I hope she took that as a joke because I don't remember if I put LOL on it. But y'all do not tell these people what to pay you. Just like you're not going to not apply just because you can't check off every single bullet point that you've done. I don't think any job I've ever done, I checked off every bullet point. Not early in my career. Let me correct that. Not early in my career, because there have been times I worked as an HR generalist, and both of those jobs I could check off every single one, or at least 80% of them. I can't tell you how many times I applied without meeting those requirements, and I either got interviewed or I got a job. Obviously, or both. Apply. Like, you're just not going to check off every single box. Recruiters aren't looking for you to check off every single box. Hiring managers aren't looking for you to check off every single box. Like, you're just not going to. I say it over and over and over again. Job descriptions are hiring managers' wish list. They be wishing they can get these things. Like, just like my Christmas list. My Christmas list is going to be dope. Is my Christmas tree going to be amazing? Probably not. Like, I'm probably going to have 10, 20 things on that damn list that I want. I'm probably only going to get like 2 or 3 of them. Just throwing that out there, okay? So the salary stuff, I need y'all to stop with it. Sit down, do a budget. Do your budget and say, this is how much I pay in rent or mortgage. This is how much I pay on light bill. This is how much I pay in groceries, just an average. This is how much I pay in gas. This is how much I pay in transportation. This is how much I pay, for everything you need to pay. Cable, internet, whatever. Map out everything. Use your bank account. Look at it. Do that for a couple months. Because go back to old information. See what that is. First of all, you're going to find some areas you can cut off. Because there's going to be some stuff you waste some money on that you're like, damn, I spend that much money on eating out. Damn, I spend that much money on my hair. Figure out ways to cut that back. Do some bartering. For a long time, I bartered with my girlfriend, April. I did her resumes. I helped her with school, and she did my hair. It was an even trade. Yeah, I was busting my ass, but so was she. So you guys are going to have to get with these girlfriends. Y'all can't be having these circles around y'all who, like, they always need you. No, it's mutual reciprocity. We got to help each other. So barter some services, but what you want to do is look at that minimum and say, okay, this is the absolute minimum salary. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that monthly salary, right? Because you already see how much you pay, your monthly expenses. Okay, you know what? On average, I spend, just tossing out a number. On average, I spend $1,500 All right, let me do an easy number because I ain't good with math. So on average, I spend $1,000 a month in bills, right? So I'm gonna do 1,000 times 12. I need my minimum salary to be $12,000. Y'all know this is definitely just an example because, honey, if you know that you need your minimum salary to be $12,000, but this job only offering you $8,000 per year, tell them you can't take it. So, oh no, I was looking for something at 12,000. People do it to me all day long. And I am not trying to judge nobody. It's just a culture difference. My India candidates, oh, they are relentless with this. They don't play no games, honey. Matter of fact, you tell them, hey, I see that you're asking for such and such, but this is all we have budget. They're like, no, I need such and such. Can you, but it's still negotiable. We can still negotiate about it later. No, I'm telling you what my salary range is. I'm not telling you it's negotiable. It gets kind of frustrating because it's a culture difference. But they will tell me we're going to negotiate about it later. I will send them a rejection notice. Y'all have to be aggressive just like that. Like, tell these people what you want to get paid. And you don't have to even tell them because that's not the right way to say that. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that if they're not meeting your minimum salary, they can't afford you. It's just that simple. Quit taking these jobs, y'all. Stop it. You holding your own career back. You wonder why your homegirl out here making 6 figures and you out here trying to figure out when you can get, low EBT, low eat better today. Listen, you got to have a different vision. It's a mindset thing. It's a mindset thing. Y'all heard me and Nadeja talk about that. At the beginning of her program, she does exactly what I'm gonna do in the beginning of my program. She helps you readjust your mind. Okay, I have been saving my question. All right, Famal. Okay. She's been saving it, y'all. Okay. What's your thoughts on a counter offer? Should you stay away and move on or stay? This just happened to me. No. If the counter offer is meeting you, then fine. And I'm assuming that when you say counter offer, it means like you went out there, they offered you something, you rebutted, and they countered your rebuttal, right? If their counter is above the minimum, I would take it, especially if it meets your minimum qualifications. Again, we shouldn't be rebutting. I shouldn't even be that far before I know what that salary is. But I get it. Y'all starting. Y'all still got to get there. And you're still working on your comfort level. So if you get there and you realize, okay, this job is 40,000, but I need 50,000. And you say to them, they go and offer, hey, for mom, we're so excited to give you this offer. We want you to start with us. The offer is $40,000 a year. I would say, oh, thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it. Unfortunately, I will need 50,000. Now that's because that's what you need. Now, if you aiming for something now, let's say you at 70, you aiming for 90, right, per year, but they come back to you at 85 or they come back to you at 80, right? Now, when you start getting in a higher bracket, negotiations and rebuttals go a little bit different. Just like your counters, they're going to go a little different. You're going to make them sweat a little bit because they already know they want you. The stakes are higher. These recruiters, these hiring managers, they gaming on you. So what you want to do is say, oh, thank you so much. How long do I have? Let them go through their whole spiel and say, oh, this is great. Any way you can send me the benefits? Awesome. Well, how long do I have to accept this offer? Cool. I will definitely be back in contact with you within 24 hours. I want to look over these benefits. I want to look over it. Listen, it's a strategy to this thing. If it hitting where you want it to hit, then you did. If it ain't hitting where you want it to hit, keep moving. Cool. Crazy thing about it is most times if it's not hitting where you want it to hit and you move on, don't be surprised if they call you back exactly with what you want. That has happened for me, for a couple of my clients. That's happened for my girlfriend. That's happened to me. That happens all the time. I work in HR. It happens all the time. It literally happens all the time. So if that count ain't working. Now, Vimal, if you need more answers than that, I ain't hitting on what you want. It's gonna be easy to get a client call because then we can truly talk through the details. Otherwise, put in the chat. I'm gonna get to it. Yes, and you pronounce my name first and last correctly. Did I? Andrea Guzman. Yes, ma'am. Tori Whitlock. Hey, Tori. Hey. Hey, girl. I'm so happy you're in here. I appreciate you. You just go, simply ask, you just go to HR.com and you go to the tab that says work with me. And it gives you a 30-minute option. It gives you a 60-minute option. So you choose which one works for you. I try to put in the side, like what people typically get on that call for. For the 30-minute option, people usually use that 30-minute for one of those, not all of those. If you find yourself needing 2 or 3 of those options on that 30-minute call, then you need to go ahead and pick an hour. Otherwise, we ain't gonna cover it all. Now I want you to sit down and give you your money worth. It's just only so much we can do in 30 minutes, okay? And on every single call, I go over a resume review. So factor that into the time. So that takes time away already. So if you have another thing on top of resume reviews, then guess what? We can't run short on time. Just saying that because like Lenore tell you, me and her were like going. And she was like, darn, I should have picked a longer time. I think it was Lenore. You have a virtual interview tomorrow, Andrea, for HR Generalist position. Awesome. Binge watching all your videos that pertain. Won't get your materials in time, but I'm ordering. Yes, you still get them early enough. I mean, October 14th is right there. If all goes well with the interview, and let's say you have more than one interview, then you get it just in time, right? Not for the resume part, but for the training manual, you will. Oh, excuse me. Jesus. One thing for sure, Andrea, is that those videos, I really am proud of all my HR Generalist videos. I think it's because I was an HR Generalist for so damn long. It goes through a whole lot, but at least you got a point of contact. I got my first HR offer from a company that scares me. No, Tori, they scare you. During the interview, the HR manager warned me that the company is a hot mess. Should I stay away or just stick it out, learn and move on? If this is your first HR job and the salary meets what you want, I would take it and get the experience. Obviously, you might not have gotten my email where I showed you guys how much I made on each job and like what made me change and that type of thing. But that's a really, really good email. You might get it because my emails kind of go out automatically based on what you guys choose. But honey, if I done take some jobs that scare the shit out of me and they tell me it's a hot mess and I know it's a hot mess. Or maybe somebody else that works there on the load told me it's a hot mess. Or maybe I looked at their Glassdoor and saw that it was going to be a hot mess, but I knew I needed that experience. So I will tell you this, and the jobs that were a hot mess for me, I learned the most. All right, next one. And I got the hell about it quick. You ain't about to stress me too long. Because there ain't no check worth me losing my mental stability. I think she's receiving the comments at us over. I am receiving them a lot. So y'all, I'm on Google, I'm on Zoom, and I'm reading. So sorry. Let me grab my glasses so we go faster. And put hearts in there before y'all question, then that'll focus me into it. All righty. Hello. What are good questions to ask campus HR consultant interview? And if you're saying that you're asking as a person being interviewed, then you always want to hit on like some culture questions. So I would ask them like, tell me what makes you stay at this organization. What have you enjoyed most? And don't ask like those yes or no questions. So definitely hit on like culture. You want to hit on like salary. So I would say like, how often do you guys do performance reviews? And does that automatically come with like a merit increase? And then another thing you probably want to hit on, because you want to leave it at 2 or 3 questions. When it gets over to 3, then it gets kind of weird. So another thing you probably want to hit on is what does the interview process look like? So you always want to know that if they don't tell you. What's the best way to prepare for the SHRM certification? It totally depends on how you learn. That's why I don't push my SHRM notes on people. I do have SHRM notes. They're $89.99. They're on the site, heyyhr.com. But I don't push those on everyone because some people learn better with hearing. My notes are not like, they can't be read to you like some of these apps. So, but there's so many different options. The biggest thing that you want to do is forget how to study for it, but the best way to prepare for it is to make sure that you took time out of your life where you're like pausing on other things. You need to give it your undivided attention. You need to keep life focused at work, family, study. And you also need to make like a schedule so you can have breaks in between studying. So the best way to prepare is sit down, look at your schedule, and just start clearing the line. And then make your family aware, make your friends aware. So nobody think you acting shady, you're not answering the phone, you're not replying back quick enough. Make them aware that, hey, y'all, I'm studying for this exam. I'm gonna be out of pocket for a little bit. That was something that really helped me. Okay. Yeah, I've had a couple. You know what, Miss L, because your name is not Miss T-Law. I keep calling you Miss T-Law, but you already did a resume review. And I think we did a client call. But listen, I've done a few of those. Those are super duper weird when you do the one-way interview. And I've never landed a job from any of those. I think I've done like 3 or 4 of them, actually. I actually did have a video on my channel that shows you guys, that tell you guys all about that virtual interviews. And I don't like them. But I see why they choose them. I almost started those for my organization when it was just me as a recruiter and I was going through so many applications, and I started to use that system. It's a good way that you can screen candidates without doing the screening yourself. That is pretty much a screener. Like if you have one person who is just, like screening all the candidates before they get into the actual interviews, that's pretty much what that is. It's kind of weird, but from a recruiter standpoint, Riley, my bad, y'all. My dog doing a weird bark, which means she's sleeping and she having a nightmare. But those are weird. I'm so happy I found your page. I'm doing a career as social work, and I'm going to grad school. And that's what's up, Miss Diana. Tier, are you doing resume reviews at the moment? I don't know if you. Yes, Tier, we're not doing those right now on this live. This is just a Q&A live, but we will be doing them. Get on the email list because I can't remember the date out of my head. I send out the calendar every month. So if y'all want me to start doing more resume reviews per month, then y'all want to let me know so that I can prepare that for October schedule. So we'll prepare more. I'll try my hardest to fit in more than one Q&A and more than one resume review in October. Okay. Awesome. How familiar are you with HR program manager position? Can you talk about what job entails? HR program manager. That's such a general topic, Michelle. Is it like when it says program, is it a specific program that they have there, or is it their software, their technology? I don't mind talking about it, but it'd be better to see the job description. That's the best way for me to tell you, because people use titles for all type of things. It's really the job details, those bullet points that tell you what's going on. Do you think an APHR certified? No, Cloud9, hold off on that certification here. That's not going to help you get the job any quicker. The best thing you want to do is get like an internship, start like a part-time job in HR, even volunteer, which is not cool. I try not to hardly ever say it because ain't nobody got time to be giving away no more. But you want that experience. That certification ain't gonna do nothing for you. Okay. And the bad thing about it is once you get that APHR certification, to my knowledge, you would have to sit again in order to get that PHR certification. So you don't want to be like 5 years into your career and it still have just APHR on it. You only want to sit for this thing one time. So no, hold off on that certification, get the experience. Build your network, do an internship. Thank you so much, Kiwan. I appreciate it. Okay, so she's having a degree from a college with a bad reputation, worse than just not having a degree. Should I leave your college off your resume? Oh no, I wouldn't leave it off. But this is the thing, does your degree relate to what you're doing as an HR degree? I'm gonna be honest with you. I just got 2 of my India teammates to help me on US jobs, to help me find candidates for them. Like I have so much going on. I need them to help build up the candidate pool because I only got like 40 applicants for each position, right? They're in India. They don't know nothing about US schools. They don't know a damn thing. They just know what I tell them to look for in these candidates and how to find them through LinkedIn and these other smart tools that we use. Don't worry about that at all. Put your degree on there. The biggest thing is put your degree where it kind of takes over the name of the college. So I would probably put it like in bold, the degree, and put the college like smaller and then italicized. But ain't nobody really looking at it like that. You good. Especially if it's like a HBCU. Them folks ain't looking at it. People just looking to see, some people just looking to see we got a degree, that's all. But I would not put my degree on it just because the school got a bad reputation. What are you gonna do when the school get a good reputation? They might turn that thing around, get a new president. Anyhow, okay, I'm going too far. Thank you, great to know. You're welcome, and I know it came from good. Yes, man. Everything I tell y'all comes from a good place. I don't be trying to tell y'all nothing that I wouldn't want somebody to tell me. I am a person with thick skin, and I am a person that values transparency. So that's how I operate. So I try to be careful when I say things because I know everybody is not going to accept what I say the way that I say it. So I try to be careful about it. But every goddamn thing come out my mouth means I'm trying to tell you for your good. Like that just ain't me, y'all. I ain't trying to say y'all nothing to play with you ever. Hey, William. Oh, good, William. I'm so happy. I can't wait to see you on that call. Vamal, I would have hang out for a little bit. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. That didn't happen to me too, and I had chill. If they go and they rebut with a higher amount, especially a $20,000 pay increase, I would chill. I would chill, stack my coins, learn more, and Because for me, and that's just, maybe that's just me, because for me, at the time, I needed the money. Now, if you ask me if I do that now, let's say like my old organization where I was, I didn't like being there. It was not serving me. If they had offered me more when I told them I had a new job, especially if they even offered me even more than what I'm making on my current job, I would not have stayed, because my peace is that important to me now. Now, when I was starting my career, you can buy my soul, honey. That's a shame. I didn't even realize I was doing that. On the super chat, it should be a button at the bottom. Y'all tell her how to do the super chat, because that sure will be welcome in the super chat. But it should be a little emoji at the bottom of the chat screen. There we go. Actually, it is the it looks like a medal. So you hit on that, and then it should give you, yep, you can do a super chat or a super sticker. And my plan is to give y'all more time when y'all do the super chat, but we run out of time. Kiwan, was that enough time? If not, I will pause and come back to yours. So I want y'all to know that I really appreciate these super chats, because y'all don't have to do it. And I truly I want you to feel like you're getting value for your super chat. So if you leave your super chat, I will spend more time on your questions. So Kiwan, let me know if I answer what you want. And Melanie, when you give yours, if we go on overtime and like running out of time, I will stay on to answer your question if you do the super chat. How soon after you start a position should you ask for the company to pay you for the fee? Immediately. First of all, you should be asking that in an interview. Ask them if they have an educational reimbursement program. And that's how you should know if they should pay for it. Because if they have an educational reimbursement program, they should have a policy already. So if they have that policy, it's going to tell you when they're going to pay it out. Yeah, honey. Sometimes you be baptized by the fire. I've been baptized by the fire a few times on a few jobs. That's why now Sister Girl was searching for peace. So this is our first position in HR. So it's okay to negotiate. Just don't be ridiculous now. If they tell you they only offering 50,000 for the job, don't be talking about I need 80, because you're gonna make a recruiter laugh at you and keep it going. But if they telling you, hey, we offering 50,000 for this position, and you really want 45, you can try to say, hey, can I get 50? Do you mind if I get 50? If they like you enough, they'll do it. Honestly, they will. I've done it several times. I've seen it done. So you'll be fine. I would still do it, as long as it's not a ridiculous amount. If it's the distasteful part and the tacky part is when you ask them for something and you like, damn, you ain't even about to give me that much experience. So if the position offering 50, you ask for 70, and I go and give you, 45, and you like, oh no, I really want 70. No, that's tacky. That's stupid. But if you like, okay, I just need a couple more, then that's just how that go. Okay, let me hurry up because she got a question down there. You're welcome, Tori. Ms. Hardy, how I kept myself organized as a generalist. First of all, I got a video on that. I wish I could grab the link and send it to you, but I'm not that sophisticated with YouTube. So I better not try to do that. Hold on, I might can do it. But I stay organized several ways. My number one way is a kind of an old school way. And the way that I do that is primarily through notebooks. I use different notebooks. So I use one notebook primarily, and this is a good example of one. So, matter of fact, give me a second. Okay, it's not gonna let me show y'all the video, I don't think. So I keep track of everything primarily through notebooks. So that's one way that I keep track of everything. And these were like my go-to notebooks. So I use it's a pretty small notebook. If you compare it to something that's 8 by 10, it's pretty small. So I use a pretty small notebook. And what I'll do is I normally will write whatever meeting I'm in at the time. So you can see I put like leadership meeting here. So you can see I put like leadership meeting, and then I put everything we went over. So, okay, we talk about the KPIs. So talk about this pertains to my work. Okay, this is this department, that's this department. So that's primarily how I keep track of it. If it's an email that I really need to know, primarily like investigations, I'll put them in there. And that's pretty much how I'll do that. So like notebooks was the number one way that I stayed organized. Another way that I stayed organized were, and it's an old school way too, I have kind of migrated a little bit. But another way that I stay organized is calendars. So I primarily always use like a different calendar. Every year I use calendars. Now that I work from home, I don't really use these that much. But I mean, I still ain't even pull out all of them. 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. Now that I work from home, I primarily use Google Calendar. So that's the way that I keep track of where I need to be, what I got going on. It's Google Calendar. But to keep track of what I need to do, I use notebooks. So now that I work from home, I don't use these small notebooks as much anymore. Give me 2 seconds. Oh Lord, I don't know where my notebook went. Okay. Now that I work from home, I use these thicker ones. This one I gave away during my year anniversary. So this is primarily how I stay. Now those two things alone keep me right. Because, and you can see, I put like sticky notes for things that I need to go back to. So like how to post a job, I'm gonna go back to that tab on a regular on how to put it in JobBite. So, you know, I kind of do that. So my thing is notebooks and my calendar. But I slimmed down to that over time. Back in the day, it was a lot more because I was so new in my career. So it was a lot more back in the day. But that's the best way I stay organized. And it just works for me. So let's see where we at. How do I stay organized at HR Generalist? And there are a lot of tasks. So another thing that I would do, let me keep that one thing that I still do. I don't do it now because my notebook's so much bigger. Like you can see, this one's a lot bigger and it's a lot thicker. So, and those are French notebooks. I love French notebooks. But one thing I used to do is keep one of these for each thing. So if I knew I always had like repetitive tasks, I would primarily like write week of in the top, and then I put down a whole week of wish list of what I want to get done that week. And I would fill it in as things came along. And then I would go to the page that I need to and like fill in details if there was a lot more I need to write, like from a meeting or something like that. But I would keep one for those type of things, running things every day, right? And then I would keep a separate notebook for investigations, like an employee investigation, sexual harassment, something like that. I kept a different notebook because I wanted that to be separate. Because that's stuff I'm keeping track of over time. That's stuff I'm eventually putting into their files, stuff like that. And then I kept a separate notebook for recruiting. So as an HR generalist on one of my jobs, I did a lot of recruiting, and I would always keep managers updated on like these weekly meetings. So I had 3 different notebooks I would use. And then hardly use the investigation one because we didn't have very many investigations. My biggest thing was this one. And I know the recruiting one I was only using so I'm not like flipping through sheets doing my recruitment meeting, that type of thing. All right, let's go. Sorry, y'all. I'm going all in. Hey, Tamika. Oh, I already answered that question. That's wonderful. So you have to watch the replay because I just told somebody how long they should stay in a new HR position because it's not a short answer. My way is not a short answer. I say 6 to 9 months, and then I tell you what to do afterwards. So you don't want to miss that. You on break, Court? Girl, I'm so happy you found time for us. Jocelyn, a lot of these HRS systems will give you demos online. So go to like paycom.com, Paylocity, whatever, they have a demo. Now, most times that's going to come with if you're with an organization. Another way is just like Google search them and YouTube, and people will show you how to do different things in different HRS systems. So to be honest with you, those are like caveats to not having a system. The absolute best way to learn an HRS is to get in it. Like get on the job and learn it. Because every HRS is pretty much catered to that organization. So they're going to move differently anyhow. Even when you see a demo, they're going to show you like 5 ways you can do one thing because every organization has their own process. So don't worry about learning it. I mean, you can learn it on the job. It's not a bad thing to learn it on the job. Just as long as you're not in payroll, you should be fine. And just don't make changes. Like you can slip through there and look at things. But after you get on the job, the best way to learn an HRS is that they'll always have a little like university section. So like Paycom has one, JobBite is an ATS, but they have one. Bamboo HR has one. Like they all have like a little university section, and they have a bunch of like webinars. Some of them are on demand and some of them are immediately. They all always have a calendar too to tell you which days they're going over different things. And they're always, most of them will have a calendar of when they're telling you about updates. So those are some ways that you can learn HRS. The best way for me is getting in it and diving in it. I've been working at HRS for so long now that I can kind of figure my way around. But if I get too lost, then I go to the university section. Yeah, you chilling. Good job. All right, Melanie. Melanie, I thought you had a question. Girl, you got me rushing up in here. You ain't even had a question. Thank you, boo. I appreciate it. I thought you, hold on, the question down below. Okay. Yeah, don't be afraid of apprenticeships. You don't see them often in HR, but they're good. Yeah, you're right. A lot of money can come with that. Oh, Lord, prayer works. Honey, I be trying not to offend people when I talk about the Lord, but I wouldn't have gotten through my career without the Lord. Like, I've had some hard days. Having a child 20 years old while I'm still in college, literally fighting for my life with, and a domestic violence relationship. Literally, my life was challenged 3 times in that one relationship. Like, if it wasn't for the Lord, honestly, I saved my life one time when he played Russian roulette, put the gun to my head. And like by the 3rd time he clicked, I started praying. That literally saved my life. He started crying. When he started, I said, hey, can you take the gun down? Because and I swear talking about this thing helped so much, because y'all, for the first 5 years of my life, I didn't even tell my family. And then when I got to like the 10-year anniversary, I started talking about it to people. But anyhow, when he did that and he put the gun down, I was like, hey, you do me a favor, take the bullet out, because I'm not good with guns. And when he took the bullet out, the next round was the bullet. The Lord saved my life, literally prayer. I'm telling you, I'm serious about the Lord. I do a lot of cursing. He know I'm a work in progress. He know me better than y'all know me. He knows I'm a work in progress, but prayer definitely works. Come on with the cute handwriting, girl. Oh, girl, listen, they gonna be here. And I love writing. Y'all see all these notebooks? They ain't back there by mistake, honey. I ain't even gonna talk about how many pens I have. This bag right here is almost only filled with pens. So like, girl, I love me some writing, honey. Hey, Riley. Lord, Riley, the only time you get a break is when you're on vacation. You still at that startup? I'm actively applying for entry-level HR jobs because I want to be honest with my reason for leaving my current entry role. Oh, hold on. I missed Melanie's question. She just gave me a super chat. Hold on. See why I shouldn't take that glasses off? I'm currently a veteran service rep at the Department of Veterans Affairs. I have been an HR assistant and an equal opportunity assistant. How do you think I should go now? Generalist. You can go specialist, but you already been a specialist if you're working on EEOC stuff. Like as an assistant, you already kind of specialize into a field. You get more wiggle room to make money as a generalist, like make more comfortable money. Unless you go into like a techie specialist. So I personally would go to generalist because I want to learn all that I can learn. Then I can go back and focus on what I want to focus on. So now when I get in a generalist role and I'm tapping into every bit of HR, now I know, okay, I really want to do benefit specialist. I know I really want to do recruitment specialist, whatever. Now you get an idea of what specialist role to go into and, demand more money. I want to be honest with my reason for leaving my current entry-level HR job on ASO application. I don't want there's the red flag. I enjoy working with the candidates and performing my duties. But the work environment is very toxic and stress every day. I've been on the job for 5 months. Listen, tell them pursuing my favorite line that I say, because I done left the toxic environment too in a short period of time. And I would say to pursue a higher position, or I would put, it's okay to put we'll discuss an interview. That's not a red flag, but that's a pink flag or yellow flag. A lot of people say put discuss an interview, but just put seeking, advancement opportunity or offered a higher position or something kind of generic. Like as long as you already got another job, don't put because it was a toxic environment. That's the last thing you want to put. Don't put that at all. How often after you start a position, you ask somebody, the company to pay? Oh, Ms. Hardy, I already answered that question. They should have a policy. So you really want to ask that during your interviews. And if they have a policy, then they can tell you exactly what that is and send it to you before they even offer to you. So you want to ask that in the interviews. You want to ask that at the time of the offer. And then after that, when you get started, you want to ask that as soon as you walk through the door, because it might be a time constraint on that. Most educational reimbursements come with like, okay, we'll pay for this, but you got to stay with the company for a year. You got to stay with the company 2 years. You got to stay with the company 3 years. So you want to get that time frame started quick, because you ain't getting that degree to probably just stay there if they're not paying you the salary you want. So I would ask them as soon as I walk in there, hey, what's the education reimbursement program look like? Just go to HR. They should know. And they should give you a policy, and the policy should spell out for you exactly like when you're eligible for it, because some companies don't make you eligible for it till after like 6 months, a year, so you kind of want to know what's going on with that. Yes, yes. I haven't ever worked with Chronos. I was about to work with Paylocity. We chose them right before COVID in 2019, but we are hold off on the transition just because it's expensive to change those systems. But yeah, every system offers a different thing to help you learn. So forms and knowledge bases are great. And that's another way. I always just like, most of them have an education section. Most of them will come into the office or do like a on-demand webinar with you. So if you have a good rep with any of your HRSs, then that rep will say, hey, I can give you a 90-minute review of whatever topic you need help with. Paycom was really good about that. God is good, Andrea. Rich Balloons, I forgot your name. You just had your name up here earlier. Listen, you're gonna have to make yourself look like HR, not mortgage on the application. Okay? I mean, on that resume. Chrissy, you're gonna have to do the same thing. It'll be good to go back and look at my resume reviews that's online, because in there, I had quite a few folks that did not have any HR experience, and I went through ways to tell them how to look like an HR professional. Now, the best way is just to book a call with me, and I can go through and like literally give you the verbiage. Another way is to wait until October 14th, and there's the verbiage for those folks starting an HR career. So those are good ways to you're gonna have to make yourself look like HR. Like you're gonna have to use your experience and give it in a form where we can easily see that that experience can be transferred into HR. So it's a little bit of a technique, but you can handle it. Now, what I'm looking for right now, real quick, y'all, is my video on how I stay organized. So this is a video, and that's just another one. Another topic we talked about was HRSs. I have a video on that too. So here we go. Copy that. And I'm gonna throw this in the chat. But before I get off, I wanted to make sure that I answered Melanie's question. Melanie, did I answer your question pretty good? Now that link I just put in is just my video on how I keep my HR life organized. Hold on, ADP did what now? ADP has so much learning. See, all of y'all answering this question for her. See, you see all your answers. Somebody was asking me, how can you learn the HRS? Look in this chat, honey. They're educating you. They telling you about every single system, because she's right. I don't use ADP as heavy. Right now, I only use ADP as a user. I use JobBite primarily. But so I don't know what their learning experiences are like. But they already told you what it's like at Paylocity, what it's like at Chronos, what it's like at ADP. Like I can tell you what's going on at Paycom. I can tell you about, Bamboo HR. I can tell you about obviously JobBike. I used at a couple places, but these girls telling you these systems will teach you how to use them, because they don't want you to not use them. And they pay, like the company pays so much money for these systems. Like I think we were gonna pay like $30,000 to use Paylocity, like, and we got them to chomp it down to like 26,000, and that was just to get us started. Like that wasn't even an annual fee. I mean, that wasn't even like the recurring fee. You're welcome, Ms. Henderson. Shawnee, I don't understand that question. I'm about to get my master's in HR management. How would you say it will take form to get there? Help me out. I'm trying to understand that question. Melanie, you good? Okay, thank you, Melanie. And then Melanie is there, y'all. I'm gonna get up because I'm supposed to be on a webinar, so I'm gonna jump off real quick. Kwan, you good? Or Kwan? Am I pronouncing that right? You good? Did I answer your question all the way? Yes, that happens a lot, Andrea. That's a good thing. That is a really good thing to like land a job as like an executive assistant, and then they'll as an executive assistant, you're in such a position where you like you almost become their unintentional like work bestie because you know all their personal information, you know this calendar and all of this stuff. Once they see that, they'll give you an opportunity almost anywhere you want to go. Like if you do that job well, they'll help you. Oh. And you know, Shawnee, I don't want to say just do a lot of applications. The thing about it is make sure that resume is right and build a network so that will decrease how many applications you need to do. And get on my email list because I'd be sending y'all jobs. Oh, how long will it take to become an HR manager? Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Kiwan. Okay. Shawnee said, I'm about to get my master's in HR. How long will it take to become an HR manager? It depends on you. It depends on you. How long you want it to take. It's not a set time on when you can become an HR manager after you get this degree. Second thing is how much experience do you have? So that one right there is a little different, Shawnee. That's definitely a one-on-one call, like for real. I would like to answer that question here, but it totally depends on your experience, where you've been, what type of industry you want to work in, what it is that you want to do as an HR manager. Do you want to be, because you know HR, there's some places. I was just talking to my VP about this, and she said that she knows someone where she is an HRBP, HR business partner, and she has an HR assistant and an HR manager that reports to her because as an HRBP, she's over 6,000 employees. She works for Facebook. So that could happen. Like these companies are getting real strategic about what they're doing. So like what do you want to do as an HR manager? Y'all get excited and married to these titles before y'all know what y'all want to do. Y'all gonna have to learn what y'all want to do. Hmm. You're so welcome, Andrea. I'll come through Rich Balloons. I only send good jobs, right? I try not to send nothing below like 60,000 per year because I just think everybody need to be up at least above that, right? That way my mind ain't. I always send remote positions. I always show y'all the salary in them, and I always send full-time positions. My current position. No, I don't want to be no chief. I don't think I want to be a chief, Shawnee. I wish I knew what I wanted to, because I made out my plan where I knew I wanted to go as an HR assistant. I made out a plan and I achieved that plan to become an HR director. Now that I became an HR director, I don't want to be an HR director. Not just because of that position. It's just I want more of a balance for life. Like I want to be able to take time off to like chill with my daughter and not feel regretful about it. I feel like I've spent so much of my life focusing on my career and neglecting like my family, my child, and myself. Like I got to the point where I was so stressed with work that I developed TMJ. So I started having to wear a mouth guard at night. I was having migraines at one point, gaining weight. Like the list goes on, and all of that came from overworking. So at this point now, I really enjoy my organization. And right now I'm in a place where I want to be an HRBP. I am currently a senior talent acquisition specialist. So I like that position. It's a rush every day. It's a rush and it's an adrenaline. It goes up and down. It gets crazy. So I want to get out of TA. I love it that I'm in a tech organization. So I want to stay. And my biggest thing is one, my salary, what I'm doing and my industry. So I don't make up my decision based on titles like y'all shouldn't either. Test out some industries to see what works for you. So I love the tech industry. I'm constantly learning new stuff. Like I'm able to do so much with y'all as a one person who's still working a full-time job because of so much I've learned from being opened up in my job to technology. So I want to stay in the tech industry for quite some time. And I want to be an HRBP over one of our verticals. And my goal, I would love, I don't know if my boss is going to do it, but I like audience development and product management so much in technology that I like to be a HRBP over one or two or both of those verticals. So I want to be a HRBP for a little while, see where that goes, and do it for a while. I still am doing some soul searching to see what else I want to do. And the biggest reason I don't want to be a chief is because I have my YouTube channel. I know that that's a sticky place for HR professionals. I know that that's something that's probably stopped me from getting some jobs. I know for sure. I just recently was looking at an opportunity because my contract was going to end. So I was trying to see if I can find something else. And I recently got rejected for a job because of my YouTube channel. Y'all see how much I love y'all? Like, I mean, I could have just shut the whole channel down and take the job, right? But that makes it where I don't want to be a chief because I don't want such a light bulb on me. Now that can change. We don't know. That's just where God has me now. I really am having a hard time deciding what I want to do. I really am having a hard time. And this is a weird place for me because I always had to figure it out through life. I always felt like I was out of control if I didn't know what I want to do. But I'm making a salary I want. I love, working remotely. I love my VP of HR. If you guys follow me on LinkedIn, y'all see me chatting her out all the time. That's real stuff right there. And so it's like, for the longest, I was seeking peace and I have it. So what do I want to do? I don't know. I don't mind doing anything that's going to pay me the salary I want, that's not going to micromanage me, and that's going to allow me to keep my peace. Ain't no price tag on this peace, honey. No price tag on this peace. All right. Yeah, definitely, William. You can. The thing is, William, what experience do you have? That's the question. And y'all keep getting caught up on these degrees. Y'all think if I get this degree, I got the job. That don't tell you know how to do the job. You're setting yourself up for failure. What experience do you have? That's what I want to know. I want to know what degree you got, what experience you got. Because the degree is something to help you negotiate higher, but it doesn't tell you how to do the job. The experience helps you to do the job. And that's just my mindset. That's the way I work on it. Maybe other people think differently. That's the way I think. Will you want to join, Boss Lady? You are so welcome. No. Shawnee, you're not excited for the HR industry because HR is not an industry. That's the first thing. What you're excited about is the HR job, but you know that it does come with a lot of stress. That goes back to the industry. So you can work in HR and not be stressed. It's the industry that makes you stressed. Manufacturing gonna make you stressed. Some parts of healthcare gonna make you stressed. I'm trying to think of the toughest industries because if y'all get in these Facebook groups, oh my God, like all these HR Facebook groups, everybody always complain about manufacturing. Now, every example or every assistance people need is from working in manufacturing. Manufacturing that's a hell all by itself. So it's the industry that gives you the stress, not the job. Or I'll say the job gives you less stress. So that's the biggest thing you want to focus on. The stress ain't coming from the job, it's that damn industry. Oh, love you too, boo. And it could change, Shawnee. I'm kind of in the infancy stage of this thing. You don't see very many HR professionals that have a YouTube channel. I'm in the infancy stage. So I think that's why like people aren't open to it. Like I actually got my current position because my boss saw like what I was doing on my channel and that told her I know how to do the job. I had never worked with more than 350 employees before she put me on. Now on with her, our brand has 2,000 employees and our parent company has 5,000. So now I really can put on my resume that I work with a company that has up to 5,000 employees. Before I never worked with more than 350 employees. So her seeing my experience through YouTube got me the job because she was like, girl, you know what you're talking about. It's gonna be a little learning curve for you, but we're gonna make it happen. So it works different ways. That's something where it totally depends on the organization. It depends on that hiring manager. It depends on that company's culture. Like, are they open to that? Not this job, but my previous job as an HR director, I got that too because of my YouTube channel. So I just know that I applied for another job that was in the tech industry, didn't get it because of my YouTube channel. It's a hit or miss because there's just not very many HR professionals. Most HR professionals don't even have a Facebook with their name on it. Like they got fake names all day long, or their initials, or their middle name, or whatever. Because people get so scared because we see what happens to employees, so we try to keep ourselves out of that. It's just a different animal. I'm not gonna tell you don't do your YouTube channel. It's gonna mess up your career. That ain't the truth. It's helped my career, and I don't think it hurt my career because a crazy story happened with that, which I won't dive into now. But a crazy story happened with that, and I was just like, you know what, Lord, I appreciate you because He was saving me. That job I got rejected from, I was like, thank you. Maybe it might be a future opportunity for me at the moment, but other things took place. I was like, that was divine intervention. So it goes a little different. I wouldn't say a YouTube channel going mess you up. It just you're taking your chances. You out there, you shooting Russian roulette. Staffing can be a beast now. Staffing too much, girl. Staffing too much. I don't know if I can ever do staffing, but you make money in staffing. The money in staffing. Like if you're an aggressive person, you hiring them, Like, you can make that money quick. Oh, well, fall in love, you're good. Ignore that degree. I would put the degree at the bottom of my resume and highlight all my experience. Then you should be good. Yeah, logistics too much, honey. I ain't trying to stay in logistics. Manufacturing, mm-mm. That's good, fall in love. I worked in pharmacy. I didn't work in pharmaceutical. I work in clinical research. So very similar. And that was a different, unique experience. I liked it. Oh, I don't know, Tamika, but you know what? I'm trying to get Ken on. Usually he's in the chat. I wish he was here. He works for Southwest. He loves it. He works for Southwest. He said it's not stressful. I wouldn't think that HR in the airline industry is stressful at all. Most of those people are coming in for a career. So with any industry, one thing that can tell you if it's going to be a stressful one or not is what are the employees like? Are the employees looking for a job? They want a quick paycheck where they getting paid every week. They coming in telling you, you know, all this stuff. If they got the hood issues going on, they're probably gonna be hell in the HR department. But if your employees are structured, they're looking for a career, they got stability, your tenure is long, there's not crazy attrition, or if it is, it's always for a reason where it's like, okay, that makes sense, then it shouldn't be too bad. Then you should be good. So that's one thing that helps me with the airline, with the industries, because I think airline industry is fine. Ken said it's amazing. Ken's on my, I have his testimony on my website. Me and him connected on LinkedIn. He's been in the live tons and tons of times, but he works for Southwest. He loves it. And he's always showing things that they do amazing for him. I think that the biggest thing to look at is look at the type of employees you're hiring. Them employees gonna come with them headaches. That's what's gonna bring HR the headache. Are they coming in looking for a quick check? You know, they coming in, I don't even get all into people's stuff, but you know, if they coming up with them hood mentality, then they gonna give HR hood problems. But if your employees are coming in and they're looking for a career and this is serious for them, they're not looking for a quick job, they're looking for career growth, they're looking for professional development. You got an organization that's giving back to them, your headache's gonna be less most times. It's the industry. I did HR, and that's part of it. That's part of it. That ain't the whole thing, but that's a big part of it. Yeah, my channel got me 2 jobs. My channel got me an HR director job. My channel got me my current job. It didn't get me for one for the other time. And I'm pretty sure a lot of them reject me because of it. But yeah. Alrighty. You ain't the only one full of love. Plenty of y'all in here got them fake Facebook pages. Honey, I wide open. The biggest thing is I don't put my company name on any of my Facebooks or anything like that. I don't talk about work, you know, unless I'm recruiting some talent, you know. And I don't do that on Facebook. Like, I'm just careful with that Facebook life. Awesome, William. That sounds like a plan. Because Miss Wonderful, DEI takes a lot of experience. People assume, it's funny you asked that, because I I have like an interview to be on our DEI council at my job. I'm already in one of our ERGs, employee resource groups. People assume that DEI is just, we want to make sure we bring in the Black people. Like, I'm gonna just be real. Put a Black girl out there, she's gonna attract Black people. It's a lot more than that. And what I did was I wrote down some topics because I'm gonna do a video about it where I tell you guys some issues, and because this stuff that just been coming through my head through working, and it's been coming to my mind and being in these groups. But one thing is, do we even know, or do you guys know that Black History Month takes place in the UK in October? See, in the US, it's February. If you're working for a global company, you need to know, how am I going to recognize my employees for Black History Month during February? For those that are in the US, how am I going to recognize it in October? Do they recognize it the same way? Who are the icons in the UK that they look up to? The icon, or more than just, well, we got the Black girl in here. Holidays across the globe. There are some countries that celebrate a particular holiday. They celebrate a whole different day. Now, as DEI, you're supposed to make sure that HR is informed of what those holidays are, so that we know what days the company needs to be off, what days we need to shift around, what days are federal holidays, what days are just regular holidays, what days are religious holidays. Another thing is like religious interferences with work. Do people realize that like some Catholics, they need time off during the day for rosary? Not all of them. That's something I still need to learn. And I might be saying that completely in the wrong way. But do people realize that Seventh-day Adventists, they literally do not work on Saturdays? If you got a job where you expect them to work on Saturday, that's against their religion. How do you handle that? You got Jehovah's Witnesses who don't believe in like blood and certain medical conditions or medical situations. So a lot of them didn't believe in taking the COVID vaccine. How do you handle that? You gonna fire them because it's against their religious belief to take this vaccine? Hispanic Heritage Month. You got a lot of Hispanic folks who are in the US. How do you acknowledge that just as much as you acknowledge Black History Month? And how about the balance between Gay Pride Month and Juneteenth? Both of those happen in June. Which one you gonna highlight more? Gay Pride Month is all month long, but you still need to take time to recognize Juneteenth. How are you gonna make sure that you put in things that doesn't coincide those things so that people don't feel offended? So there's a lot to go with DEI now, honey. Don't go running into that thing so y'all know what y'all doing. Riley around there somewhere. My daughter's here. So she's with my daughter. Otherwise, she's right at my foot. All right, y'all. I am super late for my webinar. Thank goodness they're gonna send the replay. They're gonna send the replay and I'm already late. So I may as well just stay on here with y'all. But y'all slowing down in the chat. If y'all enjoy this, could y'all please do me a favor? Put a 1 in the chat, please. And now, if you didn't enjoy it, don't be putting a 1 now. Put a 2 in the chat if you didn't enjoy it. If you like me, that's a waste of my time. Put a 1 in the chat if you like it, a 2 in the chat if you felt like this was a waste of your time. I'm gonna just sip my wine so y'all catch up. I hate, that's the only reason I hate going on Zoom, because it's such a delay. Excuse me. That's a dry way, Brian. That's why you keep hearing me choking because I'm trying to talk and drink. That ain't even cute. But what I think I'm gonna do is I'm going to next time do my Q&A without using Zoom. I just had so much information I wanted to get out to y'all, and I wanted to not forget. Yay! I'm so happy to see all these ones coming in. Y'all are the best. Y'all are literally the best. So listen, I'm so happy that y'all on here. We about to jump off, but it's 35 of y'all in here, and I only got 19 likes. Y'all got to help me out. Y'all want this channel to grow? Y'all got me around here like getting rejected for jobs over y'all. Y'all can't give a sister a like. Right? Man, come on now. Come on. Y'all know that was gonna be a comfortable pay increase I had lose. Comfortable. I was like, oh well, I ain't shutting down my channel. You're so welcome. No, I don't think that they're pricey, Shawnee. So the one-on-one bookings are $47. And I'm working on implementing the buy now, pay later option. So you'll have that option eventually. But you know, do if you gotta do, you just gotta do 30 minutes. Just know we might not cover everything. You know, and it's not a bad idea. Thank you so much. Come on, you're the best girl. Oh, I just love it. I just love it. What's the first thing you do? I missed something. Thank you. Y'all are the best. Y'all are the best. Especially a dang on QR. She's showing out tonight, y'all, with these old super chats. She's showing out, honey. She's showing out. That's what I'm talking about with these likes. Okay, so we're gonna get these likes up to 32 because I'm gonna give myself a like. Bam, we at 32. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna get off. I had such a great time with y'all as usual. And you know, if y'all want me to do more of these Q&A sessions, then put a 3 in the chat because we already talked about 1 and 2. So put a 3 in the chat if y'all want me to do more Q&As instead of just once a month. Thank you so much, Shawnee. I appreciate it. So do that for me and then we're gonna hop off of here. If y'all want to see a little bit more. Awesome. So we'll figure those out for next calendar then. We'll figure those out. Definitely before October 14th. So y'all can ask any questions about these products y'all want. And I'll make sure to include some after October 14th. So like after you get your purchases, we can walk through those too. And what I might do is a separate Zoom so that you guys can jump on this Zoom and we can talk about a deep dive into those products versus me doing it on YouTube Live, because obviously we don't want to give away all the juice. Like people ain't gonna buy it if they like, oh, okay, that's what it is. I'll do a screenshot. No, we ain't gonna do that. So I might do that. We'll think about it. That's what's up, Tier. You got it. I love it. Thank you. When y'all comment like that, it really, really helps my channel. So thank you so much, y'all. I am going to go and catch the last 30 minutes of this webinar, and then I'm going to bed. I'm so tired. But I will definitely see y'all next Thursday for sure. We're going live again. And the video comes out on Tuesday. And I'm probably going to go ahead and put a poll out on YouTube and LinkedIn, probably in my stories on IG, so that y'all can tell me what videos y'all want me to do next month. So we'll talk about that. We're gonna have a jam-packed month, because that first 2 weeks up until launch, I'm gonna just try to give y'all more than enough of Tamika and Heyyy HR, okay? So that we can make sure I'm covering everything before we launch the tracker, the resume templates, along with the guide and the cover letter template.